Hello everyone, myself Priyanka of Silk Technology Department. Today I am going to discuss about electoral process in India. The name itself indicates that it is related to elections. By hearing the word election, we all get a thought of voting because it is a right of an Indian citizen. India is the largest democratic country in the world and the elections are conducted by the Election Commission of the India. So firstly, what is meant by election? The member of the Lok Sabha or the lower house of the India's parliament are elected by being voted upon by all the adult citizens of India from a set of candidates who stand in the respective constituencies is called elections. In the second slide, I am going to discuss about the types of elections. In that, first one is general elections, which will be conducted once in 5 years for the Lok Sabha and the Vidhana Sabha. And the next one is midterm elections, which will be conducted when the House gets dissolved. And the third one is re-election, due to irregularities like bribing, threatening, and so on. And the last one is by-election. This will be conducted due to the death or resignation of the present member. Let us see the eligibilities of an voter according to Election Commission of India. Because not everyone are eligible to vote in an election, they must have certain eligibilities like first one, every citizen who is 18 years old on the qualifying date unless disqualified is eligible to enroll. And the second one is enrollment only at ordinary place of residence. And the third one is enrollment only at one place. And the fourth one is overseas Indian deemed to be ordinarily resident at a address given in passport. And the fourth one is service voters deemed to be ordinarily resident at their name address. Now we discuss about Election Commission of India. The elections are conducted by the Election Commissioners of India. Firstly, we discuss about composition. One chief officer and the two election commissioners are appointed by the president at the national level. Each state has one chief electoral officer. Each constituency has electoral registration officer. At the time of the elections, PRO and a polling officers are appointed to conduct the elections. The term is 6 to 65 years each, whichever is earlier. And the election commission status and the salary is equivalent with that of the Supreme Court judges. Now let us move on to the powers and the functions of the Election Commission of India. In that, first one is conduction of the elections for the position of President, Vice President, Parliament, State and the Union Territory Legislature. And the second one is preparation of electoral roll. And the third one is composing Union Parliament, State Legislature and the constituencies. And the last one is reservation of the seats in Parliament, State and the Union Territory Legislature. At last, I am going to discuss about the steps involved in the electoral process. In that, first one is formation of the constituencies. The Constitution of India has readjusted the constituencies of Legislative Assembly after the completion of each census. The next one is filling of the nominations. The nomination of the candidate is a very important part of an election process. The member who is nominating for the election must not be less than 30 years of the age for the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. And the next one is security of the nomination. The returning officer securizes the nomination papers very carefully. When someone is dissatisfied, he is officially stopped from the contesting election for the 6 years. And the next one is election campaign. The technique of election campaign and the tools employed by the parties and the independent candidates are many. In that, first one is election manifesto and the second one is electioneering. The next one is polling personnel and the polling. The election campaign must be stopped 48 hours before the time when the poll concludes on the polling day. The presiding officer supervises that whole of the polling process and ensures that all the persons working under is adhere to the electoral norms and the practices. The last one is counting of the votes and the declaration of the results. After the polling has ended, the ballot boxes or the voting machines are seized and carried under the custody to the counting stations. Then the process of the counting the votes begins. The person or the candidate who obtained the highest number of the vote is declared as elected. At last, I wish to tell that voting is not only our right, it's our power. Thank you.